I was talking to this engineer and saying, I need the whole thing to run off of water. And he said, well, we're going to have to use solar power. And I said, I don't, and please, don't take this as any offense. I don't like solar panels. I feel that they're part of still of what Edison's idea was. I don't feel like they're really in line with what Nikola Tesla really wanted to do with alternative current. We get into the whole Tesla and what Edison did to take Tesla down, and the fact the world would probably be free by now if Tesla wasn't basically destroyed by the media that Edison controlled and the propaganda that Edison controlled. So I'm talking to my engineer and saying this needs to run completely with water, and I don't want to use a solar anyway. And he says, no, I'm saying we're going to use a mirror, and it's going to connect to a steam engine, and that's going to push the water back up. And I was like, after like screaming at the guy, I was like, look, if I had known physics, I wouldn't have been screaming at my engineer. So if we think about what we're learning in school to learn physics, to learn farming, I was talking to a friend of mine that's a rapper and super God following, spiritual, super smart, and I was showing her the some of the designs for the monasteries and some of the designs for the fully sustainable communities. So it's, I want to just simplify and round up the principle behind the Donda way of thinking is we've got all this information and all this, these scientific exploration, these things that Tesla never completed, these things that Da Vinci never completed. And we can look at all of these things and see how do we create the most primitive versions of this to create a fully sustainable ecosystem, which is, what COVID actually helped us to, get closer to our families, get closer to our children, understand like, oh, wow, that was mapped out for us to be 50 minutes away from our home and our kids' school to be 30 minutes away and to put us in traffic for that amount of time. And these cities have been designed to promote industry and just to make more money.